inside a cave on the border of Albania and Greece. Cavers pointed their headlamps into total darkness and found something that made them stop breathing. A single, unbroken sheet of spider silk stretching across an area larger than half a tennis court, moving slightly with the breath of more than 111,000 spiders. This chamber is known as Sulfur Cave, hollowed out over thousands of years, not by water, but by sulfuric acid, formed when hydrogen sulfide gas reacts with groundwater. It's an environment so toxic that almost nothing should be able to survive inside it for long. The web was first stumbled upon in 2022 by recreational cavers with the Czech Speleological Society, who had no idea what they were walking into. Stunned by the sheer scale of what they'd found, they alerted biologists, setting off a series of expeditions to understand exactly what was living inside. When scientists finally measured the full structure, the numbers were almost impossible to believe. The web spanned more than 1,100 square feet, nearly half the size of a full tennis court, entirely made of silk, entirely hidden underground, entirely untouched by sunlight since it began forming. DNA analysis revealed something even stranger than the size. This wasn't one species building a colony. It was two. The common house spider and a much smaller species called Prinerigone vagans, living and building together. Something never once documented in either species anywhere else on Earth. When researchers finally counted the population, they estimated roughly 69,000 house spiders sharing the exact same web, with about 42,000 of the smaller species. Two normally solitary, even aggressive predators, packed together in numbers that defy everything we thought we knew about spider behavior. None of this should be possible without sunlight. Yet this ecosystem thrives entirely on chemistry. Bacteria feed on the toxic hydrogen sulfide seeping through the cave. Tiny midges feed on the bacteria, and the spiders feed on the midges. An entire food chain built from a gas that would kill most other life forms. Scientists believe this abundance is exactly what allowed the impossible to happen. With midges constantly swarming in nearly unlimited numbers, there was simply no reason for the two spider species to compete. Instead of fighting over territory, they built directly on top of and beside one another. Living permanently inside a cloud of poisonous gas required more than behavioral change. Genetic testing showed these spiders carry a distinct microbiome compared to their surface relatives, with far fewer bacterial species inside their bodies. An internal adaptation that allows them to tolerate a diet and environment that would be lethal to nearly anything else. There's something else strange about this place. The entrance to Sulfur Cave sits in Greece, but most of its winding passages stretch into Albania. And deep inside, there's no checkpoint, no line on the ground, nothing separating one country from the other. The spiders that built this megacity have no idea they're living in two nations at once. Researchers now believe this fragile ecosystem deserves protection, but doing so isn't simple. Because the cave straddles two countries with two separate governments and two separate conservation laws, safeguarding a single, unified colony means navigating a legal situation almost as tangled as the web itself. For scientists, this colony represents something far bigger than a record-breaking spiderweb. It's living proof that life can adapt to almost unimaginable extremes. Toxic gas, total darkness, and complete isolation. Not by giving up, but by finding entirely new ways to survive and cooperate. Deep beneath two countries, in a place no sunlight has ever touched, more than 111,000 spiders quietly proved that even in the most hostile place on Earth, life doesn't just survive, it builds a city. If this fascinated you, subscribe, because tomorrow we uncover another secret hiding in the dark.